Hello and welcome to the Sci-Fi Fantasy Edition of Incoming, the video podcast that takes a look back at the week's Sci-Fi Fantasy miniature releases. This is episode 6, which looks back at the releases for the week ending 30th of October 2009, and I am Neil Shook. Well, it's good to be back after a couple of weeks off. I know I've missed quite a few releases. It looks to have been fairly busy. But luckily on the sci-fi and fantasy side anyway, we seem to have come back to a fairly decent set of releases this week. So I have a top 10 for you. At number 10 we have new release from Zenith Miniatures. This is an Hyena Mother. No further details on the kit. Looks like some sort of feral clan leader, equipped with the infamous Wolverine claw. Unusual pose, looks to be quite a decent model this one. Number 9, and we're back to the releases from Eden. This is for Taban Miniatures. They've had several new releases this week. This is of a mutant clan shaman. A beautifully detailed piece, this. Lots going on this sculpt. It's going to be very interesting to see how this particular range develops over the coming months. But a great kind of feral post-apocalyptic feel to this one. Number 8, we have one of several new releases this week from Darkson Designs. This is from their AE Bounty range. They released a set of 5 new bounty hunters this week. This is my particular favourite. You can see they're trying hard to come up with variations on a theme as far as biped aliens are concerned. I think they're doing a pretty good job of it. A nice unusual release from Darkson. Staying with Darkson Designs, a rather creepy figure at number 7. This is actually going to be a limited edition figure, and this is something they call a skinwalker. This is quite an unusual pose. It's actually meant to capture the point where the creature is breaking out of a person's body. The most evocative point of that is where you see the beak erupting out of a person's jaw, stretching the head back. Very reminiscent of the werewolf transformation scene in A Company of Wolves, actually. So a very evocative and slightly horrific miniature from Darkson. Number 6, we have just a couple of new releases from Dragonblood Miniatures, and it's Bob Ollie. This new model is Leviathan from the Dark Mariners range. It stands 40mm tall, this one, although it's a 28mm scale figure, so you can see it's a big figure. A truly horrific and gribbly looking model. Really is an ideal sea monster. Great stuff from Bob. Number 5, we have a complete change of subject as we turn to Critical Mass games, and their latest release for their 15mm sci-fi range. These are some hover tanks. As you can see, 3 different variants of one particular tank chassis, different guns. I just love the crisp, clean lines on these vehicles. They really do look the business. Very impressed with these. I feel quite inspired to get some, actually. A really nice release from Critical Mass. Number 4, and it's New Bold World, a company that tends to release a lot of figures, and not many of them I tend to like, but this one is really nice. This is of their Kush Cat. I believe it's a limited edition figure. Looks to be either some sort of monk or magic user sort of thing. The menacing pose kind of reminded me rather scarily of something out of Kung Fu Panda. As I say, I really do like it. It's a very evocative pose. A biped lion just about to pounce. All that's missing is the hint of a snarl on the snout, I think. So very pleasantly surprised by this one. Number 3, it's back to Dragonblood Miniatures and the very talented Mr. Bob Ollie. This particular figure is a Celephid telepath. Again, a wonderful sculpt, and it just captures the gribbliness of a monster, I think. A very unusual figure, but as you look at it, the details just leap out at you. I think this is just a fantastic sculpt. Again, the sort of model that makes you want to take a closer look at this particular range of figures. Number 2, and a new manufacturer that I wasn't aware of before. This is Skiball Miniatures, and they've added several new miniatures to their range. This is a range of what they call Strelix for their Moskal Dwarf range. Not aware of this before at all, and these look absolutely fantastic, don't they? Kind of Russian dwarves with big guns. Well, anyone who knows me knows I'm a bit of a sucker for dwarves, and these just look superb. Check out their site, they've got some really good models available. So what's my number 1? Well, it's a release from Reaper. So Reaper have had a shed load of releases this week. This is my favourite. It's a Dark Elf Priestess, and it's sculpted by the very talented Werner Klock. Just a fantastic miniature, this one. What can I say, this sculpt seems to have everything. Great proportion, great detailing, dynamic, just captures everything you'd want to in this particular subject matter. Fantastic miniature from Verna Clock. And there you have it, my top 10 for this week. In stark contrast to the historical side of the hobby, still quite a few releases this week for sci-fi and fantasy. So just in case you missed anything, here's a roundup of all those figures that didn't make my top 10. So as you can see, quite a large number of releases this week, some of variable quality, but I hope you've seen something that has piqued your interest. Well, that's it for this week. Before I go, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to Bill at the Miniatures page and Zach at Tabletop Gaming News, without which this program simply wouldn't be possible. And if you've enjoyed this and want to see it again, you can always catch it on Warboots TV. Just go to the bottom of the page and the incoming episodes are streamed there, along with lots of other video content. All that remains to be said is a huge thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's nice to be back, it has to be said. So until next week, happy gaming, take care, I'll see you soon. Bye.